Today in this session I am going to tell you a story about a young FileMaker developer who fell in love with FileMaker back in early 90s, and a story about how he became the mad optimizer and about what had led him to the greatest discovery of 2017. So the latest discovery of this year is about performance and about the fact that actually data structure, relational structure, can have big impact on the solution performance. But let me start with where my journey started back in early 90s. At that time, everyone was excited, at least me. Everything was easy, everything was possible, until we discovered that we have a need for speed. The real speed is what users perceive as speed. When users perceive the solution as fast, it's fast for them. When they don't perceive it as fast, it's not. And as we develop the solution and add more features, it becomes slow. So we need to find a way how to get back to the original speed. And this way is called optimization. We had a key process in our system that was creating document, and that was taking 15 seconds. Ideally, everything that responds to the user's action should take less than a second. But at that time, we were more realistic, and we decided our goal was to be 3 seconds. The first thing I recommended was what everyone was trying at that time. But the results were not what we were hoping for. We cut this time down just to 9 seconds, not 3. And because I didn't give up, and I was finding ways how to make our system faster, that helped us to get to the first, what I call marvelous optimization. So based on that, I discovered that optimizing code can provide significantly better results than anything else. The next step was making the solution fast, because what we discovered after this marvelous optimization was, what do you think that users said about it? Nothing. Because we optimized a script that was running overnight. We cut it down to 6 seconds, but no one noticed it because it didn't yet annoy them. So I learned that what needs to be optimized is the bottleneck. And to be able to do that repeatedly and efficiently in FileMaker, we built our own tool, you may all know, called FMBench, to make it faster. So I started also doing a lot of laboratory tests. And the next step that I took was to verify how the results that I found during my testing apply to the real world, how they apply to real deployed solutions. And we collected, again, over 16,000 results from solutions deployed to real customers. The next step for us was to further optimize our own system. And as I mentioned, we use Performance Script on Server heavily. So when in our system we reached a moment where further client-side optimizations would have only little effect, our natural next step was, well, to offload some tasks to the server. And when trying to do that, we got to next breakthrough, and we discovered a new bottleneck in our system. The feature we were trying to optimize was again having to do something with documents. That's the central point of our system. This time it was closing a document. Again, we were around 15 seconds for order with 6 items. Just like a few years ago, we wanted to get it under 3 seconds, or ideally under a second. And we were hoping to use Performance Script on Server to optimize it. But what a shame, we actually made it slower. Because we discovered that every single instance of a server-side script that's performed using that Performance Script on Server creates a new session. It appears in FileMaker admin console as a new client, and it literally opens the solution again as a new client. And that starting a new session was taking 4 seconds in our case. we decided to do a simple test to figure out whether that's really the structure, the big spider we had, that's affecting the performance. And guess what we found out? We cut the session starting time down from 4 to 2 seconds just by removing 3 relationships. Now we were facing a challenge. Transform the spider to Anchor-Buoy or start from scratch. So it was a hard decision, but I made that decision and we started converting our solution to Anchor-Buoy. And thanks to joining experiences of our teams, in 2 months we had a solution that was converted from spider to Anchor-Buoy with no function modifications. This is what the structure looked like before we started the conversion. This all is single table occurrence group connected all together. After we converted it, we ended up having several isolated table occurrence groups, most of them just 4 levels deep. And guess what the result was? Anyone think that we made it slower? On the test environment, from 7.5 seconds, we cut it down to 2, which is 3.5 times faster. I was also wondering how this all applies to Selector-Connector. Adding Selector-Connector to it was just a very simple thing. We just added 2 table occurrences and a few relationships. We didn't even add it to any script. We just added those table occurrences and relationships. And just by being there, sitting in the corner, as I like to say, Selector-Connector slowed it down again, completely undoing our 2 months of effort. So what does that mean for all of us? First of all, beware spiders. That's why I said in the session description that arachnophobia can actually help with performance. The other thing is, before using Selector-Connector, think about how it can affect the performance of your solution, and only use it if you can accept that. And the other thing, for us the most important one, is that spider can be transformed to Anchor-Buoy without having to start from scratch. We have done it. We were successful. We have done it in 2 months. And if you are facing the same challenge, we can help you as well. We provide custom development services, including optimization services. So if you have a solution that needs optimization, regardless of whether it's through changing the relationship data model or whether it's through finding another bottleneck and fixing it, we can take our solution, examine it, find the bottleneck, make it significantly faster, and we can advise you how to go on and how to keep it fast. That's all for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video to the end, and because I value your time you have spent watching it, let me give you 30 minutes of my time in return. Just use this link and schedule one free 30-minute consultation. I look forward to talking to you.